It's V-Week on ESPN as we continue Jim Valvano's fight against cancer.
Kentucky fans are ready, but they're also restless in the Commonwealth. The Wildcats' disappointing start has the heat on head coach Mark Pope. He's going to be looking to Otega Oweh up against another blue blood, the Hoosiers of Indiana, on a special night for college basketball and a first-time broadcast with a pair of hoop icons. From Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky, tonight the Wildcats and the Hoosiers renew a long-simmering rivalry between legendary programs, brought to you by two legendary personalities. Hi, everybody. Dave O'Brien, the luckiest guy in broadcasting, joined by these two all-timers, the great Charles Barkley and the great Dickie V. Chuck, welcome to the ESPN family. When you came on board, you were dying to do this, to get together with Dickie V, weren't you?
I tried to do it in 2013. They wouldn't let us do it. And people said, why'd you want to work with Dickie V? I said, because I've been so lucky and blessed, everything that basketball has given me in my life. There's nobody who's ever appreciated and enjoyed basketball more than this man. And it's going to be one of the coolest nights of my life. I love you, man.
I love you too, brother. Hey, let me just say this. I am in awe. First of all, Dave, you're a great guy in controlling us. But I love this guy. I love him because he's a kind of heart of gold. I know that for a fact when he's done for the V Foundation. I also know for a fact how much he loves the game. And you know what? He speaks from the heart, man. He may not say what you like to hear, but he's going to tell you the truth, what he feels.
Well, listen, this is going to be so cool. But, you know, I mean what I say. I've been so lucky and blessed. I've had a tremendous life because of that stupid basketball. And I never take that for granted, man. I'm just lucky.
Yeah, you both are like that. You both love the game, are so passionate about it. We are set for basketball tonight. This place is rocking as Kentucky wins the opening tip.
Well, Kentucky needs a win badly. There's no question. They're 0-4 right now against heavyweight teams in terms of teams out of power conferences.
Up top for Trent Noah, the 6'5 sophomore, trying to get inside their lane. He hits the deck on the loose ball. Shot clock is down to 7 for the Wildcats. Colin Chandler, he's a shooter, gets airborne, forced it up there, and the rebound torn down by Tucker DeVries.
You know, I'm curious to watch this Kentucky team play because I'm trying to figure out what type of style they have. I don't know if they're a half-court team, a full-court team, a three-point shooting contest team. But I want to see what kind of style they have. But this game is about energy more than anything.
The lockdown D right away. Here's Noah on the layup there for the first score.
Great play right there. Utilize their defense to create that offense. They seem to be aggressive. I'll tell you something, Charles. They really, I think, are going to play with passion and feeling because they've been embarrassed. Got beat by 35 by Gonzaga. The bottom line is this is a proud school, very proud, Big Blue Nation. And their coach is very proud. He played here. He was a captain of a national championship team. And I can tell you right now, he is frustrated and upset. You saw him before the game.
Yeah, we were talking earlier. The first time I came to Rupp Arena, it was like a religious moment for me. Because growing up, you obviously Kentucky, Indiana, Kansas, North Carolina, Duke, and now UConn's in that conversation. These are the most, and UCLA, I don't want to excuse them. Those are the most important programs in NCAA basketball history. You should have a certain pride when you wear those uniforms.
Well, it's a key loss here. Sam Alexis, 9 points, 5 rebounds a game. Leaving and not under his own power. That could be huge for Indiana because they're very short anyway. They only play about 7 guys. Conaway with a miss.
The one thing with Indiana, you better control the 3-ball because they shoot the 3-ball exceptionally well.
Chandler outside the 3, likes to fire that up there, but too strong. And a rebound torn down by Enright. Indiana coming in at 8-2. Here's Lamar Wilkerson. He's coming off 44 points in his last game against Penn State. He hit 10 threes there.
He's from out of Sam Houston State. He broke the school record there for most threes. I thought Steve Walford would have that, but the most Steve made was 8. The kid had 10 threes, Charles.
Well, that's because Coach Knight probably wouldn't let Steve shoot a lot of threes, in fairness.
Marino, the 7-footer, trying to wriggle his way to the baseline and draws the foul. And hit on the play by Indiana's Reed Bailey at 6'10". Let's go back to that injury a moment ago against Sam Alexis, who played with Kentucky's Denzel Aberdeen at Florida last year, national champ. There it is.
Yep.
That could be either obviously an ankle or a hyperextended knee. That looks like could be either one of those, but I hope the kid's all right.
Tell you, this guy can coach. There's no doubt about it. I'm really impressed at my conversation with him. And I remember being on Dan Dockery's show, our former colleague at ESPN, and he told me when I was being interviewed by him, I asked him, I said, what's the new coach like? He said, you're going to love him. He said, the guy is a teacher, he's a motivator, and he's a winner. And what he did at Drake is unbelievable. I was telling you earlier today, Charles, he was there 5 years. Every year won 20 games, and the last 4 years he won 25-plus games.
But, you know, one of the things I was talking about earlier, he plays a style. His team, they play.
Going for the Conaway will draw the foul. Tate Conaway, the 6'3 senior out of Texas, going airborne.
Kentucky went to a little trap, and they really did a great job attacking the trap. They went diagonal. Look at that play. That's a skywalker, man. Almost like you.
All right, listen, I love when little guys challenge big guys because, you know, obviously the big guys got a great opportunity to block a shot. But if you go in there and try to dunk on them, that puts them in an awkward situation.
And let me tell you this, Charles. I did my research, okay? You played 10 games against Kentucky as a college guy. Did you know that? 10
I did.
games. And I'm going to play like Shaq now. I'm going to bust the chops a little bit. You were 3-7. 3-7 against them.
Listen, they had Sam Bowie, Melvin Turpin, and Kenny Walker, and Charles Hurt. They had a hell of a team.
They did.
That's a great rebuttal, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
You should tell simply Shaq when Shaq teaches you about no rings. Say, Shaq, I didn't have Kobe with me.
That's right. And don't forget Dwayne Wade.
Good news for Indiana. Sam Alexis back to the bench. Sitting down right now, but he returned quickly. Chandler tied up in the lane. Somehow got the pass free to Trent Nolan. He'll take the hit. 17:36 to go here in the first half in Lexington.
And I would be remiss if I didn't say anything about the late, great Coach Joe B. Hall. He treated me fantastic, but Kentucky had a terrific team. I really admire Sam Bowie and Melvin Turpin and Kenny Walker. And look, I'm sitting over here next to the great Jack Gibbons, who was unbelievable too.
41 points he had in the championship game.
Yeah, that's all.
Kentucky when they won the championship.
Aberdeen hitting the deck, tied up on the play. Possession arrow will take it to the other end here.
I believe they beat Duke in that 78 championship game.
I told Goose Gibbons, I said, him and probably Ahmad Rashad and only a couple of people been stealing money longer than me and you, Dickie B.
Well, here it is, national championships in the banner.
I've been stealing money from the day when I start doing this. You kidding me? Get paid doing something you love. Are you kidding me?
Yes. Oh, don't leave him open.
Yeah, there's DeVries with a misfire. He's 41% beyond the three-point line. But, Chuck, you were watching him shoot today in practice for about an hour. I don't think he missed.
And I said, Dio, what's that guy's three-point percentage? He says, over 40. And I said, what's his free throw percentage? You said 90.
Yeah.
I watched him shoot. That guy, you cannot leave him open. He is a fantastic shooter.
He's the son of the coach, and the bottom line is he's been taught so well fundamentally. That's the key for Indiana. They're fundamentally so solid.
Wade knocked it out of his hands. He got it back. DeVries in the corner. And will bounce for the big Bailey. He'll swing here for Conaway. Conaway on the drive will lay it in.
Great execution. They bring the ball, reverse it, get the drive to the goal in a one-on-one situation. He's a teacher, and their offensive efficiency is off the charts. They already hit 103 times this year.
Wade, 6'4" senior. If Kentucky's going to dig their way out of this thing, he's going to be a huge part of it. Noah with a catch and the shot, but too strong.
One thing they got to do, they got to speed up the tempo, but their half-court offense is not very good. It's just a lot of one-on-one basketball. There's no ball or body movement. That's not going to work against a solid defensive team.
You know, Charles, not patient enough offensively either. Nice little jump in there.
You know, in my real job, the Golden State Warriors are one of the best. Oklahoma City does have good. Now, you got to have ball movement and body movement because very few players are great enough to score one-on-one. And you're talking about the best to ever do it. Good players are not able to go one-on-one and score. You need body movement and ball movement.
I've said that for years, Charles. Teams that have player movement, ball movement, you're going to get a good shot.
Yes.
They shoot the ball too quick right now, Kentucky.
Reed Bailey picking up his second foul.
Oh, that's a nice little baby Nowinski move right there, that little one-legged thing.
So that'll put Malachi Marino, 7-foot freshman out of Georgetown, Kentucky, at the line. He's getting 10 points, 7 rebounds a game. He drops in the first.
Well, you know what? To me, he's important tonight because the one thing you notice about this Indiana team, they have no size. If you're 7 feet tall and you're aggressive, I'm thinking offensive rebound or get in the paint, trying to use my size to my advantage. So to me, he's really important tonight, in my opinion, because they have nobody can match up with his size.
He was a terrific high school player. Now he's in the big league, starting here.
So Indiana with the basketball and up 3. Here's Trent Sisley, a 6'8" freshman.
Great spacing they have, too.
And swished in, a nice touch by Wilkerson.
The guy tried to cheat the pick and went over the top. You got to chase him in that situation.
Yeah.
That guy's coming off 45 points. You know he's on fire right now.
Well, you know, it's probably all over the bulletin board in the locker room. Everybody's saying, you know, Wilkerson. 10 threes he hit.
Away with the scoop. No, won't roll in for him. So Indiana on a breakout. It's Wilkerson again. Way downtown, but a miss.
That was a bad shot.
That was a terrible shot.
Bad shot. Bad shot. I don't care how good a three-point shooter.
Aberdeen has it knocked away. DeVries hit with a foul. He didn't think so. Indiana off to a quick start here. Rupp Arena on top 11-5 against the Cats. You're watching the SEC on ESPN.
There's a little different.
Little Christmas cheer, but it is Big Blue style. Indiana with the upper hand, however, in the early going. They lead it 11-5. Kentucky having more problems, including, as we mentioned, a 35-point loss to Gonzaga. Chuck, what's the issue been with them?
Well, for me, they have zero identity. And I'm watching them in person. They're just going one-on-one every time. They've got to find a way to speed the tempo up because they're not very good in the half-court set. But my number one issue is their identity. Like I say, are they a defensive team? Are they an offensive team? Indiana, we know they are a three-point shooting team. That's their identity. You have to have an identity. You have to have a way we're going to play. Are we going to play fast? Are we going to play slow? I'm watching Kentucky play. They don't play fast. And in the half court, they just go in one-on-one. That's why you see there's either tough shots or turnovers.
I really think when you look at Kentucky as well is the fact that they're very athletic, and yet they're not utilizing that athleticism to get in transition, to pressure the ball, to get some turnovers. They've struggled defensively this year. Teams have really hurt them big time. Not enough help defensively, not enough communication.
Also struggling to hit the three, only 33%. Wilkerson catches, fires, can't drain that. Jalen Lowe back in the lineup after timeout, about 6 games with a shoulder injury. They really missed him.
Yeah, he's a point guard, understands how to play, but he's had a tough time with a bad shoulder injury, and that certainly has hurt Kentucky. Big Blue Nation, really, the fans, they love Kentucky so much, and they want to see a supreme effort. They want to see an effort where they can leave here really excited and proud. There was so much optimism when Coach Pope put this team together at the beginning of the year. You know, I'll tell you this, Charles. Last year, I could be right in this. I hope I'm not wrong. I believe they won 8 games against top 10 teams, and that's the most ever by anybody in the history of college basketball. 8 wins over top 10 teams.
DeVries, by the way, jamming that finger. We showed that replay there. We'll see if that continues to bother him. Alexis did get back into the lineup. Here's Garrison up high. He was yanked out of the last game by Mark Pope, who really wore it, and he also shattered a clipboard. That one, an ugly shot off target.
I think that was a great move by Coach Pope. He took him out with 8 minutes to go in the game because he didn't hustle back on defense. He didn't get back after a turnover, and he put him on the bench, and he never played again, Charles.
I love great coaching. I do. And that's your job as a coach. Like a lot of players take the day as criticism. Like, no, that's what a coach's job is.
Garrison has had a very good week of practice and a nifty pass for Aberdeen.
That was a perfect play right there.
That was body movement. That was a movement.
Yep, player movement, ball movement, excellent pass, excellent two-man game.
I'll tell you what, this crowd, a sellout crowd, is ready to roar tonight.
Special place. One of the great places to come and do a game.
Williams with the foul as he bodies up on DeVries.
Dio, this is what I'm talking about on body movement. The defense is overplaying, and that's just a great cut and a great pass.
Great cut without the ball. Love that. We don't see enough of that. Motion, too much standstill. In your league, man, the NBA. What about all the threes? 50, 60 threes a game.
Yeah, and that's always a great strategy they're going in. I would love to see, like, okay, we got a plan B. But that's the game now. Everybody's just going to jack up a bunch of threes.
It becomes boring to watch, to be honest with you.
I would be going faster right now. Yeah. I don't want to get this thing set up in a half court.
Low, outside, the fake by Garrison. He jumps inside the paint strongly.
Yes.
That's the play right there. Good ball fake.
Yes.
Went to the goal strong. I think what happened, I think they woke him up by taking him out of the game, because Mark Fox, the assistant, a good buddy of yours, Charles, told us last night he had his greatest practice since then.
Coach Fox is one of my great friends. Oh, don't leave this kid.
DeVries can't hit. And Williams chases down the rebound.
Push the ball.
So Lowe to set it up. Kentucky coming in 6-4. And including a 17-point loss to Michigan State. Off the window for two. That has tied it at 11.
Right there.
And a loose ball picked off by the Wildcats. Jasper Johnson all the way down the other end of the floor. Has it taken away.
Jasper Johnson he was a five-star player last year in high school. Great talent. Father was a terrific football player here, Dennis Johnson.
DeVries off the fake, slithers the pass to Alexis, and that's going to go the other way.
That was great defense right there. Great help defense in that situation.
So a little 6-0 run, and has Rupp Arena in full throat.
But you see, the game is sped up. That's one thing we were talking about. This is great defense right here. And not fouling also. But you see the tempo is sped up. That's what Kentucky's got to do. Their half-court offense is not everything going. It's not very good, to be honest with you. But look at it now. They're moving. Oh, bad foul.
Yeah. Garrison will get hit with that one.
Illegal screen, no doubt about it.
And that'll be number 1 on the big, the 6'10 junior. Tied at 11 at the 12-minute mark.
Mark Pope really, he's a player's coach. He really loves the kids, loves the game. Really has started off last year really on fire here. Had some big wins early. Beat Duke, beat Gonzaga. Really got to a great start. In fact, he and Adolph Rupp, the only Kentucky guys that 3 times played top 10 teams and win all 3.
He's had a lot of injuries this season. On Thursday, finally had his entire roster healthy to practice. And he said it made all the difference in the workout. We'll see if it makes a difference in the game. Off the fake, it's Dorn. Very dangerous from 3. Shot clock down to 5.
They're really trying to cover that 3.
Loose ball.
Wow, what hustle.
Great hustle.
What hustle.
Tremendous hustle.
Indiana.
You got to really give the kid credit there, man. That's playing basketball. Low with the back shoulder.
There we go.
Shoulder.
That's what they want to see here.
And they appreciate it.
That's what they demand here. This is a great offensive move right here. Nice. Oh, nice. Nice finish with the left hand. Terrific.
Now, some talent.
We got some energy in this game now. That's what we need.
On defense as well.
Wow. Wow.
And coming up next, 2 more men's college basketball games. Number 1 Arizona taking on number 12 Alabama. And the night capped off by 8th-ranked Gonzaga hosting number 25 UCLA. This has been some day and an evening of college basketball on ESPN. Look at this. Moments ago, this fan burying one from half court.
Wow.
That was incredible.
Wow. Great defensive play right there by Kentucky.
It was Marino to get a hand on it.
Great anticipation. I like that pass, the skip pass.
Back for Johnson. Hill lifts. Can't hit.
You guys are talking about Arizona. Arizona and Michigan are the two best teams I've seen play this year. But that's going to be a hard game because Coach Oates does a great job. And trust me, I hate giving Alabama any compliment.
Yeah.
But Coach Oates does a fantastic job.
Marino with the rejection on top of the 10.
You're over and people want to hear you praising Alabama, Charles.
I know. I guess it doesn't count in. Go in. I guess it doesn't count in basketball, though.
Lowe takes the hit. He'll be headed to the line. Almost made the shot. And right with his second foul.
Hey, Mr. Vitale, your gala you do every year is one of the most. I was talking to your amazing wife. You've raised over $100 million. Let me repeat that now. $100 million. Man, thank you.
I appreciate that. We have a big raffle going on for a Porsche right now. Now, Charles, I'm sure that Porsche will look good at your driveway. But $100, that's all you got to do, people. $100. Get your chances at v.org/Vital Raffle. v.org/Vital Raffle, and all the money goes to the V Foundation for kids battling cancer. You know, Charles, I was telling you last night at dinner, I'm obsessed with it. Because I went through for 4 years a nightmare battling 4 different cancers. And I think about kids, no 10 or 11-year-old. I'm 86. I've lived a full life. But no 10 or 11-year-old should go through that. We need more money for new medicines.
DeVries gets open. Missed a couple early.
He's a really outstanding shooter right now. He's like 1 for 3. He's way better than that. He's an all-around player as well.
Wilkerson reaching around. He'll commit the foul.
For all the anybody in this world who's battling cancer, bless you and your family. But, man, thank you for what you do, Mr. Dickie V, because $100 million, man, that is flat out incredible. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I know you wanted us. We would love to honor you, obviously, but the bottom line, you and Shaq, unfortunately, have NBA work that weekend. Every weekend we have a gala. But one day we're going to get you there.
Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Me and Shaq going to give you each $100,000. How about that? I ain't going to even ask Shaq for a commission. Shaq giving you $100,000, and I'm giving you $100,000. And I don't care what his fat ass says. We're giving you $200,000.
Wow.
It's done.
I love this guy.
Wow.
I love him. Wow.
Come on, man.
So I thought you got a heart to go. What? Backdoor cut. Backdoor cut.
Man, it's an honor. And I'm telling you, I don't care what Shaq says. He's giving $100,000 too.
That's pretty cool, Dave.
You just made $200,000 for your foundation.
Wow, we got 200 G's.
At least I think you did. We'll see if
I want to work more with this guy.
Yeah. Outstanding. At the line, Wilkerson, who makes 79%.
You know what? Wilkerson came down to 2 schools. He came down to right there, Indiana and Kentucky.
Wow.
In the last second, he came out of Sam Houston State where he was super, and he really has done well here with Indiana. They love him.
Get this one in V-Week on ESPN. We highlight the urgent need for cancer research. They're matching. The Principal Foundation is matching up to $1 million in donations during V-Week. If you're able, please visit v.org/donate. 100% of donations go directly to cancer research.
And I would be remiss if I didn't mention the great Stuart Scott. We miss him. We love him. And ESPN has been doing an amazing job honoring Stuart Smith. I haven't seen the documentary yet.
Tough shot. Always lays it in.
Great drive right there. I say amen to that about Stewart.
Oh, man, what a great man. Booyah.
And also John Saunders.
Nice move. John Saunders, oh, man, what a good dude John Saunders was.
What execution. Great job, offensively efficient. That guy can coach on that sideline there in terms of Tucker. Just the DeVries.
Yep, and Wilkerson with another bucket. Aberdeen slams on the brakes. Out top for Olway. He'll lift a long-distance shot, but not there.
Oh, great offensive rebound.
Yeah, that was Cam Williams underneath. He got excellent position, and he'll draw the foul.
So, the thing we were talking about, the one weakness of this Indiana team, it's got to be rebounding because they're so small. And you showed me the stats. They're 6-0 when they win the rebounding battle. If you're going to live and die by the 3, you got to have 2 stats you got to win every game, rebounding and turnovers. Because shooting is the hardest part of the game. And so you're going to be somewhat inconsistent shooting, but you're going to have to do a good job on the boards and turnovers. And, Dio, you showed me they're 6-0 when they win the rebounding battle. So that right there, that's going to be, to me, that's what I said about the big kid. He's got to get some offensive rebounds because he's so much bigger and look like he's stronger than a lot of these guys too. Same with Oweh. They got to dominate these guys on the offensive boards.
You know, Oweh, first of all, a very physical player, tremendous defensive player when he rises to the challenge. But the bottom line is he's more of a driver, downhill kind of guy than he is a jump shooter from the perimeter. You saw him take that jump shot. That was really a tough shot he just took prior.
Nope. Kentucky by 1, the renewal of what has been a fierce rivalry over the decades. Dorn in the act of attempting a 3.
That's just an awful foul right there.
That's Oweh with the personal.
I will say this, there's no doubt that Kentucky's playing with intensity and with some emotion and some feeling. They really are desperate for a win. They are really feeling the pressure of not yet winning a game against a power conference team.
But you can't help them out. But this is just going to be 3. This is going to be 3 free throws right here. I hate when Clark Kellogg gets mad at me. I hate fouling jump shooters. You're not going to block jump shots. Don't just contest. Do not foul the jump shooter. But it's just giving Indiana 3 free points right here.
Especially for a 3.
Nick Dorn, the transfer from Elon. Has another one coming.
He can shoot the ball. He's a guy that really, they expect him to really be a major contributor. Hit 5 threes in a recent game.
He's made almost 50% beyond the three-point line, but that's Indiana. DeVries has really remade them into a shooting team. Last year, they had the fewest threes of any high major team.
Well, I don't think you can. I mean, that's just a game now. You're going to have to make threes if you're going to be competitive.
It's part of the game.
Yep.
It's a real vital part of the game.
Chandler can't connect from 3. Rebound tipped.
You got to get a little more rhythm offensively in getting a shot or 3. It's just too impatient. I really believe that. I think a key of winning in college basketball is shot selection and defend as a team. Do a great job defensive transition. You got a formula there where you can get a lot of W's if you execute and make that happen.
Well, neither team hitting their threes here in the first half. Reed Bailey, the 6'10 senior, on the back down, and just lost it.
That's not the way they want to play. They don't want to. They don't want one-on-one basketball being played. He was outside of his zone right there.
Came in with a good reputation under Davidson. He was all Atlantic 10.
Marino zips it up top for Aberdeen. Coming off a national championship with Florida. Drives it in traffic, and he'll head to the line again.
Tell you one thing, you got 2 former Florida players. People like to get guys that have that winning mentality, that feel the excitement of winning. You got Alexis on one side and Aberdeen on the other side, former Gators.
So Denzel Aberdeen, the senior from Orlando, who suffered through a dismal game against Gonzaga. He was 3 for 12 shooting it.
You know, it's amazing. You mentioned Michigan a little bit earlier. Gonzaga beats Kentucky by 35. This blew me away. Did you know that Michigan beat Gonzaga by 40?
I did watch. But Mark Few is one of the best coaches in the country.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
He's going to be in there if he not.
Yeah,
he should be.
Kelvin Sampson,
too. Kevin does a hell of a job at
they
Houston.
blew the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. You know, we got some good young coaches. You know, we were talking about Luka, down in Miami.
Oh, he's a rising star.
I think Steve Pearl's going to be a star at Auburn. I mean, obviously, Nate Oates on the roll right now.
Yeah, Lucas. That's John Lucas' son. Good deflection right there.
Yeah, Williams batted it away. He'll draw the foul. Wilkerson going for the steal, but commits the personal.
You know, these guys got to put more value on the ball. You know, they're so careless. You got to be careful with the ball. I know that sounds so simple. You got to value the basketball.
Let me ask you this, Charles. You've been a player, you're top 50 player in the NBA, in the history of the game. You should be so proud of that when you think of all the greats that played. But, you know, do you feel maybe the Kentucky kids now are putting a lot of pressure on themselves, reading every day. I mean, they see it every day. We haven't beaten this. We haven't beaten the top team in terms of the Power Conference 5. I wonder how much pressure that puts on them.
Well, they're under tremendous pressure. They're at the University of Kentucky. If you play, depending on what's good, like if you go to Duke, you go to North Carolina, you go to Kansas, UCLA. If you play Alabama or Alabama football, even at Auburn, at Florida. If you play at a blue blood in any sport, there's always going to be tremendous pressure. That was a great pass, great pick and roll.
And Alexis at the finish.
And there's nothing you can do about that. If you choose to go to when you put this UK thing on, it's a different animal. You put an IU thing on, it's a different animal. And I would tell kids, if you can't handle the pressure, you should not go to one of those schools. Because these people live and die.
Garrison straight on. Rebound tipped out. It'll go the other way.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt, though, going to those schools when they got $22 million in the NIL. Can you imagine if you played
but
with
that actually makes it worse. You can't get paid and lose, Dick.
It's already been a big night for Indiana. The quarterback, Fernando Mendoza, has won the Heisman. The first in Indiana history. SEC Network has you covered. In Norman, Friday, full day of coverage. And Saturday morning, December 20, the Cruise will be at College Station and Oxford. Get you set from Miami, Texas A&M, Tulane, Ole Miss, SEC Nation, beginning 10 a.m. on Eastern Time. Coverage finishing up with another SEC football final.
Dave, I tell you one thing. I'm so frustrated looking at that, Charles. Notre Dame not in there. Notre Dame deserved to be in. 5 weeks in a row, we have a show on ESPN where we give the top 12 teams, make a big thing out of it every Tuesday. Big thing, big show. Here comes the committee. Bottom line is they were all 5 weeks in the top 12. And all of a sudden bumped.
I actually agree with you. I thought Notre Dame should have made it. I was disappointed. But you can see it coming in the last couple of polls. They was creeping up on Miami. And my biggest problem with the whole thing, everybody talks about head-to-head. First of all, that was in August. Every coach knows in their mind. First of all, they were very close games at A&M and at Miami.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, but your team is not the same in August as it is in December. Notre Dame is playing as well as anybody in the country other than Indiana and probably Ohio State. They're playing, and I don't want to leave out the Bulldogs. Kirby Smart, that man can really coach.
Tell you one thing, let me say this. I'm loving you more and more, man, because my family eats, sleeps, and drinks one a day. Yeah, I mean, you're talking my language now.
Let me tell you something.
Come on, brother.
We should put Notre Dame in the playoffs just to see Marcus Freeman walk in a suit. Because there's no man in America wearing a suit better than Marcus Freeman when he walks in.
He can absolutely coach.
Man, he can really coach, but he looked good in a suit.
Now, talking about Mendoza, their 33 touchdown passes led Indiana to the #1 ranking, a 13-0 record in their first Big Ten championship since 1967.
It's amazing what Coach Cignetti's done. What amazing!
I love Cignetti because he talks trash. I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, and it ain't trash if you back it up.
He backs it up. Everything he does.
But Ryan Day does a hell of a job at Ohio State.
I'll tell you one thing, his bank account has went way up from James Madison, I'll tell you that.
A shot clock down to 3 for Indiana. DeVries off the fake, and another miss for him. He's had a cold first half here in Lexington. Low on the run, bounces for Chandler. Chandler slicing inside, trying to find some room, but can't lay it in. Garrison again. No.
Oh, he's got to finish that, but they still have him on the offensive boards.
He really hustled there that time, though. He really was tenacious on the glass for them.
That's a huge advantage. They got to take advantage of it, though.
Alexis got nicked up in the first half, stepped out for a little bit with a leg injury, but was not out very long.
Everybody that plays Indiana is going to have to play great perimeter defense. Tonight they're not shooting the ball well. They certainly shot it well against Penn State. And by the way, Penn State today really challenged Michigan State big time. And Coach DeVries and them had them down at the half like 30 points when they played Penn State.
Indiana with a 15-11 rebounding edge in the first half, under 6 minutes to play.
I think Indiana is very happy with the pace of this game also.
Shot clock a factor down to 1. Expiring is the shot. Just got up there off the iron.
Tell you one thing, Kentucky's challenging him on shots.
Low got a good open look.
He transferred out of Pittsburgh. He's got a bad shoulder.
Doran leaning into one. That missed ugly.
You know, I see one of Indiana's weaknesses.
Nice move there. Chandler getting in.
I think their strength is three-point shooting, but one of their weaknesses is bad three-point attempts. You can never be a consistent shooter as a team if you take bad shots. You got to do a much better job of taking better wide open threes instead of contested threes.
Tied up at 22.
Done.
Well, these two guys with great affection for a long time. Great to have you both side by side. Our storylines, Wilkerson and DeVries, if they don't score, Indiana's going to struggle to beat many teams. They've been able to do it enough this year. They've won 8 out of 10.
Well, number one, I think the pace of the game, number one, you got to give Coach Pope a lot of credit because they're guarding them on the perimeter. But also, every shot they've taken has been contested. I think they got to do a better job of speeding up the tempo, even though they don't want to play fast. You don't have to play really fast. You have to play a little bit faster, in my opinion, because you just can't come down in the half court. Because you got look, they all over this kid on the perimeter. He's a heck of a player. Oh, he shouldn't have hesitated. There you go.
Wilkerson knocks down the triple.
Man, don't ever hesitate. If you're open, let it go.
Tell you one thing. You're right, though. Coach Pope's done a great job in getting their attention about defending the three-point shot because Kentucky has really challenged on that three.
Chandler keeps on moving to scoop no. Rebound tip to Noah. And he'll draw the foul. We have had 8 ties and 9 lead changes in this one.
Yeah, he cannot hesitate. If you open, let it go.
And once you catch the ball wide open, he hesitated a little bit right there.
Because I think his confidence is down a little bit, in my opinion, because he's missed them. But I think if he's confident and says, if I'm wide open, I'm going to let it go. Because like I said, you can't survive on contested shots in any league. But he's a good shooter, but he just got to take better shots, in my opinion.
Well, I think he comes out, knows the reputation. People watching me. I broke the record at Indiana, 10 threes, and you want to come out and do that. And sometimes you just try to hurry. And I agree with you. Shot selection is the key in basketball.
100%.
He's been a bit under the weather this week. He missed a couple of practices with the flu.
I'll tell you one thing. I want to ask Charles this. Kid from Kentucky. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has been unbelievable. Yeah. I can't believe their record, Charles. What are they, 25-1?
Something like that. Let me tell you something.
Can anybody beat them?
Not right now. I mean, Denver Nuggets got a really good team, and so do the Houston Rockets. But let me tell you something. I think the Joker is the best player in the world, but Shai Gilgeous is in that conversation. Because Joker, I love Joker, but Shai, man, the way he's got that team playing, Sam Presti is the best general manager in the NBA right now. He get guys off the street to turn into baby all-stars. But it's the East, I got zero idea who's going to win East. I'm starting to take the Pistons serious because they're 20-5, I think. But right now, if I had to pick a team in the East, I'm going with the New York Knicks.
Yeah, they got talent.
They do.
They got talent. Brunson's unbelievable. But let me say this, though. You know, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander came here. John Calipari recruited him from out of Canada. He was not a starter. And then all of a sudden, he got a chance to play off the bench, did well, got a starting assignment. I think I did the game. And I said, he ain't coming out of that lineup anymore.
Yeah.
And he did that. He was not as recruited as some of the kids that came in who were big-time recruits. You weren't a big-time recruit.
I was not. But, you know, one of the problems in our media business right now, Dickie B. There you go. That's an offensive rebound right there. One of the things that sucks about our job, we have guys who give up on players way too often. Like if a quarterback has a bad year, we call him a bust. And I hate that because guys are 22 years old. I mean, Troy Aikman and Peyton Manning, two of the greatest quarterbacks ever. I think they were like 1-15 their first year. If a quarterback is drafted 1 or 2 or 5 this year, we're going to tell him he sucks after 1 year. Shea Gilgeous is in his prime. Like, it took him a few years because we started drafting kids at 18, 19 years old. They're not. Remember, they booed Kobe Bryant early in his career. And he's the second best player I've ever seen in my lifetime.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah, yes. But guys on television, our position, I hate when we call guys busts right away after 1 or 2 years. Give these guys 5 or 6 years. And then if you want to call them a bust after that, that's fair. I mean, look at Caleb in Chicago. Last year he struggled. This year they're balling right now.
Yeah. What about the kid with the coach who just had an Achilles heel? With the Giants, they got rid of him, and he did really well in the transition. Former Duke quarterback.
Yep.
DeVries with
nice
the
pump
fake,
fake.
and he'll be head of the line. Took a pretty good hit.
Yeah, but we shouldn't be judging young players after 1 or 2 years saying they're a bust.
So Indiana with a 1-point lead at Kentucky, just under 4 minutes to play in the first half.
Seth, Tom Zubin coming up on the Jeep Halftime Report. One of the greatest individual performances in Kansas basketball history today propels the Jayhawks to a win. We'll show it to you at the half. What are we seeing in the first half?
All right, now, I'm not getting paid by Indiana anymore, Seth, but I don't like the whistle they're getting. I do not like the whistle. They finally just got into the bonus. Indiana's got to keep screening. I think that could give it Kentucky some issues. Kentucky's got to keep attacking the rim.
Yeah, I thought Kentucky's defense has been more active and alert, more connected. Hey, Charles, I got a question for you, though. With NIL, if you were playing today, I know you love Sonny, I know you love Auburn, but I'm not sure you'd still be in Auburn.
Hey, let me tell you this. Sonny Smith, I love him like a father. He was so cheap. I was just getting them $100 handshakes. I wasn't getting millions of dollars back then. Sonny Smith was only giving me like $100 like a week.
Hey, let me just say this. Tom Crean's in the studio. Tom Crean should have never been fired when he was. What he did in Indiana took them from the depths of despair, all kinds of problems. He comes in, wins Big Ten titles, but I'll never forget the game. One of the greatest I've ever done with Dan Schulman was on December 11th, and it was, December 10th, 2011. Indiana playing Kentucky, #1 in the nation, with the great Anthony Davis, AD, Mr. Davis. They had a tremendous team. They won the national title. There's Johnson right there, good athlete. But they win that game at the buzzer. A Christian Watford, unbelievable 3.
Yeah.
And Tom Crean was on cloud 9. Tom, you did a great job in Indiana, my man.
Yeah, unforgettable win. 3:20 to go here in the first half. And Kentucky trailing. Let's go back to that moment. Unforgettable.
There it is.
Indiana.
Kentucky undefeated right now. And there it is, baby. And I thought the roof was going to come off, Charles. I thought the roof was going to come off in Assembly Hall.
You know, when we were talking about this game has not been played, this game should be played every year.
Absolutely.
This game should be played every year. You got to have some grown-ups in the room. Well, first of all, we need some more grown-ups in college sports now, because I always say I would call college sports now the Wild Wild West, but I'd be disrespectful to the Wild Wild West. But
chaotic.
Yeah, these guys should play every year.
Absolutely.
Period.
Well, they have agreed to 4 years to play every year for the next 4 years, which is a great sign. But they haven't met here at Rupp Arena, these two, since 2010.
Wow.
Indiana and Kentucky.
Well, let me back here.
30-27, the Hoosiers. Aberdeen on the wing. Marino on the bounce. Diabate had a high ankle sprain, missed 3 games, but back in there, and they need him badly.
Oh, nice steal.
This is on dribble.
Good defensive rotation.
Yeah, that was a great defensive move right there.
Yeah, good rotation coming over. Diabate gives him physical presence. He was from Alabama, transferred. You know, Charles, I really believe this, and I don't know if you agree with me. I think the greatest free agency exists in college sports. You can go to any team anytime you want. You can get all kinds of money. This one wants to give me more. I mean, there's no contracts. There should be contracts. The stability to the game has been way out of whack.
There's no job in the world you get to be a free agent every year except college sports. That tell you how out of whack this thing is. Nobody should be a free agent every year, Dickie B.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more when we return.
Front.
3-point game. To your point, Chuck, before the break, Would you like to see players have to sign a contract to remain at a school for a couple of years? Dickie, can you start that?
I definitely agree with that. I think that would be a great idea. Some stability. I mean, right now, you looked at the Indiana team, they didn't have 2 points coming back from last year. Every player's a new player. Kentucky's got a load of new ones. Charles, I think the lack of stability really, first of all, it's a challenge to us announcers trying to find out about these information, these players, where they came from.
Dorn on the drive, got airborne, and a hit.
You know, number one, I'm not opposed to players getting paid. I always want my players to be treated fairly. But, Dio, you can't, first of all, we need to come up. I don't remember last time I heard the word COVID. Some of these guys been in college for 6 or 7 years. If you're in college for 6 or 7 years, your name better be Dr. somebody. You should not still be playing college basketball after 6 or 7 years. But you should not have the ability to get a better offer every year. That's not fair to any school that you're affiliated with, because I can't even do that. None of us can do that. Take a better, Amazon, anybody or Fox Sports can come and say, well, we're going to give you more money. You get to leave after every year. That's not fair.
So what if you sign a deal, an NIL deal, you come to a university for 2 years, and your head coach leaves after 1?
I like that idea. If the head coach leaves, and players should have
the right to leave.
Yeah.
But we got to put some guardrails on these sports.
Well, who's running? We have nobody running anything. Nobody making good decisions. I mean, they're asleep in the NCAA office, to tell you the truth.
I have the NCAA. I don't even know what they exactly do right now.
Because swing, here's Williams.
We got guys.
Open look, and it rolls in.
We got guys who played in the G League coming back to college sports now. I don't think that's fair.
Indiana on top by 2. The crowd back to life here at Rupp Arena. And in the paint, Sicily will take the hit with 2:02 to go in the first half. Kentucky 8-1 all time at Rupp Arena against Indiana. This building opened in 1976.
You know, it's the 50th anniversary of the great Indiana team. You mentioned 76. That team was so special, Charles. They had every part of the floor covered by somebody that knew their roles. Quinn Buckner was the unbelievable point guard, tough defensively. Then Bobby Wilkerson was a tremendous defensive player at the second guard spot. Then the scorer and the player of the year, Scott May, at the small forward. They had the #1 draft choice in the post, Kent Benson. Then they had Green and Laskowski. That team was special. How special? Their only loss in 2 years to Kentucky.
In the NCAA tournament. Yeah.
92-90.
How about that?
And they played without Scott May. May played 7 minutes in that game. He had a broken arm, tried to play, and wasn't effective.
Dick, you're 86 years old. How do you possibly remember all of that?
I don't know. I love the game, man. I really do. I eat, sleep, and drink. This is the greatest medicine in the world. I told Charles this last night. It's the greatest medicine in the world for me. It's a miracle I'm sitting here with you guys, and I appreciate it so much.
This might get him going.
Yes, a three-pointer by Tucker DeVries.
Let's see. I told you. You know, Bobby Knight, who is in that conversation with John Wooden and guys like that, is the greatest ever. Mike Krzyzewski. And Quinn Buckner, and he's one of my most annoying. He's one of my most annoying friends in my life. I've been stuck with him my whole life. I love it, but he's probably my most annoying friend.
Foul will go the other way. This is DeVries moments ago. And
that's the 3.
Will this get him rolling?
He's a big-time player, this kid. I don't care what he does here tonight. He's a big-time player.
But the thing I like about him, Dick, he's not, like a lot of times when guys get off to a slow start, they just start taking worse shots.
Yep.
He's being very patient.
Yep.
He's being very patient because he knows I'm going to start making shots at a certain point. A lot of guys, when he's like, okay, I'm not making shots, they start panicking and take worse shots. he's been very patient. That's what I like about his game.
I think it also comes from his father, the coach. You know, his father was unbelievable as a high school coach. He won, I believe, 75 games in a row, state championships back-to-back. I think it was Appleton, Iowa. He and his dad, they built a basketball court in the backyard that got him the patience. And he waited 20 years to get a head coaching job. He was 20 years an assistant at Creighton. How could they wait?
There's DeVries again.
That was a bad shot.
Doesn't take many of those, but an 11-3 run. This is the biggest lead of the first half for Indiana. This is going to be very interesting to hear this building at halftime if this continues. Only 40 seconds before the break.
They booed like crazy in that game against Gonzaga, but that was a different story. They lost by 35. Even though Coach Pope said, yeah, we deserve to be booed.
Shot clock down to 5. Garrison a long one. Can't connect there.
That's great hustle.
Yeah, great job down on the baseline here by Williams.
I would love to be in the locker room halftime with Coach Pope and the team. I really do.
You know what's interesting, though? They're not playing bad.
I agree.
So I think as a coach, Dick Vermeil, one of my favorite people ever, he says, they asked him second time around why he doesn't yell as much. He said, I realize no matter how much I yell, they're not going to play better. I got to coach better, not yell better. So I think Coach Pope is in a very interesting situation. He's like, guys, they're playing hard. They're not playing well now, but they're playing hard.
Not making shots.
Yeah, so you got to figure out. So now I think he's got to, because you just can't yell, but they are playing hard.
Well, I didn't mean yell. You're taking a shot at me because I said you thought I wanted him to yell.
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't want him to yell.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with yelling now.
Lowe trying to operate here with 5 on the shot clock. Williams gets bottled up on the double on the baseline. Got the shot to go anyway.
That's a great move right there. Great footwork right there, Charles. Great footwork.
Time for a heave here by DeVries. And can't connect at the buzzer, but Indiana has a 7-point lead over Kentucky. They were already restless here in the Commonwealth coming into the game. The way the Wildcats have been losing games to ranked opponents. Indiana leading 39-32. Neither side hitting their threes, but Indiana has had the better of it here in the first half.
I'll tell you right, Indiana really is going to be a good basketball team. I really love that coach. I think he's everything that I heard. He's a teacher, he's a motivator, fundamentally solid. That man, if they shoot the three, they're tough to beat.
And to me, if I'm Kentucky, I don't feel good because they haven't made threes and they're still down 7. But they've got to play at a much faster pace. Their half-court offense is just one-on-one and taking a tough shot. They got to find a way. And I think Coach got to say, hey, we're going to push the ball, push the ball, push the ball. That, to me, I would say at halftime if I was coach because, man, our half-court offense is not very good. We're not a very good three-point shooting team anyway. We got to find a way to speed the tempo up.
You know, I think when I look at Kentucky, they don't have that superstar that normally you see they have that can bail the team out. Like, I thought Oweh would be that kind of player, but he hasn't been that kind of player this year. He's a good player, very good player, but not the superstar talent. I mean, Kentucky's had over the years some incredible players.
So superstar talent on that topic. Let's go back to 1983. You were assigned into an Auburn game with a young Charles Barkley, and you had some words of wisdom that really played out over the short term and the long term as well.
The visiting team, Auburn, Charles Barkley, fascinating kid, and I want you to describe him to the viewers before they watch him play here tonight.
Well, he's a human space shuttle, Fred. He has the body of Wes Unseld and the moves and the electricity of a Dr. J.
It's also a young Dickie V, by the way.
Wow.
Look at the bounce here at Charles Barkley.
That's over 40 years ago. Man, look at that round mound of rebound. He was the round mound of rebound,
you know,
but no longer. Now he's slim, he's trim.
I think we should bring those shorts back.
They look good on you, John.
That was sexy.
Yeah, okay. That's one word for it.
Well, we are at halftime, and history being made here tonight with these two basketball icons. So far, it's been a blast. Another half to come. 39-32 at the break. Indiana leading Kentucky as we go to the studio for the Jeep Halftime Report. Zubin, Tom, and Seth.
We get paid for that. We get paid for that.
Great stuff. On the way, how one Kansas player scored the final 13 points of regulation to spur the Jayhawks in OT. That is when the Jeep halftime report continues. What a first half with Dave, Dick, and Sir Charles.
This halftime report is presented by Jeep. There's only one.
I am so pumped.
Charles would say, Dickie B, we got to do a game together.
This is one of my bucket list things.
Indiana, Kentucky, you need say no more.
Those names personify the game of college basketball.
This place is rocking, Brad. Look at it.
Watford for the win.
Indiana, Kentucky.
Come on. Wait. Put it on a poster. Wilkerson, he'll flip it up wildly. He made the shot. So great to have you with us tonight as we return to Lexington, Kentucky. Indiana leading Kentucky 39-32. These two icons, these legends, these Hall of Famers working together for the very, very first time.
Well, let me tell you this. MVP, trying to control me and trying to control Charles. You are an MVP.
I enjoyed the first half a lot because at times the basketball wasn't really high end, but you guys were with a lot of great opinions and a lot of great stuff there. But you got to wonder about Kentucky shooting 9 for 28 in the first half. The offense, as you said, Chuck, they don't really have a there yet.
No, well, number one, I got to give you a comment. That's a great-ass suit you got on. that is nice. You know, to be a good team, you have to have, like, okay, this is the style we're going to play. I'm not sure what style they're playing. Number one, they don't play fast enough. And in the half court, the players aren't good enough one-on-one to get a good shot every time. That's why they're shooting an awful percentage.
Well, Indiana opens up the second half of the basketball. Wilkerson had 12 in the first half with an early miss, and the freshman Marino at the rebound. Let's see who gets going, who becomes the go-to guy for Kentucky in the second 20 minutes.
I think, you know, if you're telling Charles halftime, I think if you're Indiana, you got to feel pretty good up 7, and you have not done what you do well, is shoot the 3.
Indiana in the first half from three-point land, 3 out of 14.
And it's still up 7.
Shot clock inside 10. Conaway. It's Wilkerson again into the paint. Gets it back outside. Shot clock inside a second. And that's going to be a violation.
Too bad because they really did a great job driving to the basket.
If I was Kentucky, I would coach Pope. I'd say we're just going to run and try the offensive rebounding. But we're not good shooters. Our offense in the half court is undefined. But our advantage is on the boards. We got to find a way, like, let's just run and gun and try to beat them up physically. That's their only chance.
Noah with the catch. Marino with the screen. And the corner for the jumper. Long one on the way. And a three-pointer by Owen.
Well, Owen made the big 3 right there. It was created by the play by Noah to draw the defense. I mean, Mark Pope is really working that sideline. He's pouring his heart out, and the players got to do the same. Owen with a big basket right there. He's got to really utilize his talents. He's their best talented player, and he's got to step it up.
Came in averaging 14 a game. DeVries pulls up the dribble. Conaway lets fly, and it rattles home. He had been only 8 out of 33 from three-point land before that shot.
Wow. I'll tell you one thing. When they start making threes, they are going to be dynamite to try to beat.
Colin Chandler weaving his way inside. Forced that one up. He drew the foul. And if that's on Wilkerson, that's going to be number 4. And indeed, that's the case.
There's a play by Noah. Driving in the lane, kicks it out. Owen with a wide open 3. Nails it. He shot that under control. You know, he was quoted all over the paper today saying, we're going to be good. We're going to special team. And we're going to really, by the end of the Indiana answers with the big 3. But the bottom line is, you know, you got to back that chatter up by performing, producing. People want to hear we could be good, we might be good. This is Kentucky. They're usually good.
As mentioned, Wilkerson picking up number 4.
So a key loss here. Their top scorer at 19 a game. And
Yeah, that's
Wilkerson
big.
on to the bench.
That's big. You know, Charles, I was telling you earlier, I really feel, in my mind, the greatest college player ever, to me, was Lou Alcindor, known later Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What he did for 3 years in college is amazing. Yet we never hear his name about the best. It really amazes me.
Well, that's because most of the people on television talk about it now. It's either, first of all, I think it's lazy. It's between Michael and LeBron, who's the GOAT. First of all, I think Michael Jordan's the GOAT. I think Kobe Bryant's the second best player I've ever seen. I think LeBron's the third best player I've ever seen.
What about my argument about Kareem being the best ever in college?
Oh, he's easily the best ever in college.
They changed the rules.
Yeah, I mean, they changed the rules. He's the best ever in college by far.
Took away the dunk.
Yeah, and listen, you know, Bill Walton, rest in peace, was one of the greatest college players ever. I tell you the one guy out there who never gets enough credit, we talk about Christian Laettner.
Oh, a great college player.
I think Christian Laettner, and you know what's amazing about Christian Laettner? If he played in the NBA today, the game would be different. Man, that's a good-looking dude.
We get paid fast and goofy like that. Oh, man. You make me laugh, Charles.
Up ahead for Chandler.
I tell you one thing.
Right by Sicily. And a good defensive stop here for Indiana, as they lead at 43-37. Tatum Conaway, 6'3" senior. DeVries said that if he had sort of a guy who might light it up tonight and really make a big difference, no one was expecting, it might be that guy. Oh, that's going to be an offensive on DeVries.
Yeah, he got him with the elbow back it in.
Tell you what, that was in my circles what we call a flop.
Hey, mention the elbow. I got a text message from my buddy Bob Delaney, who ref for years in the NBA. He said, "You tell Charles I injected him one year.
Yeah.
I sent him to the shower."
Hey.
And Charles came back and said, "Hey, he was a state trooper."
Yeah, that's
and
the only reason I haven't beat him up in my life, because he always had a gun on him.
He said he was a state trooper.
I know.
And the bottom line is, he thought my elbow was 90 miles an hour. He gave me a ticket.
Bob Delaney was one of my favorite people.
Yeah.
We got off to a rough start, but he's one of the people I really respect. But if he didn't always have a gun on him, Dick, I'd have beat him up by now.
Up top for DeVries around midcourt as Indiana leads it 43-37. They committed 8-2. Hoosiers have done a good job so far this season taking care of the basketball. Only 10 turnovers a game.
Well, I'm impressed with the effort by Kentucky defensively. They're struggling on the offensive, and they're playing hard defensively.
A run-out follow is no good by DeVries. He'll draw the foul.
You know, when we're talking about the way they play, where they're going to live and die with the three, they have to take care of the ball and the board because they got a small team. They're not deep at all. So they can't have, like, if you're averaging 10 turnovers a game, that's probably perfect almost. Like, you try to keep it to 10, 11, or 12, but especially on a game tonight where they're not making shots. But if they can take care of the ball and play decent on the boards, they're going to have a chance, because at some point, they're going to start making shots. They're too good of a shooting team.
Tell you one thing, you don't want to foul this guy. He's 90% on the free throw line. Tucker DeVries, he had some shoulder surgeries 3 times.
Yeah, they're 21 out of 23 at the line.
You know,
that's pretty good.
Dick, you were bragging about his dad. Trust me, he's a better player than his dad. Let's get that out the way. The dad might have been a hell of a coach, but he's a better player than his dad.
Aberdeen got a look and buries a 3.
See how quick that was offensively? When they move the ball, they're much better. They cannot try to wait and go one-on-one. Just speed the game up. Take the first available shot and try to get to the offensive boards.
Here comes the Big Blue Nation standing up and cheering, trying to get the kids some electricity, some adrenaline. Big 3 could do that. The 3 could change the game.
DeVries into the corner. Tried to feed back inside for Alexis, picked up by Kentucky. Oweh just went tumbling down on his chest.
Kentucky's defense has kept them in this game.
Come on, just get a shot. Make something happen quickly.
Aberdeen again.
There you go.
Knocks down to 2.
Kid from out of Florida, transfer Aberdeen.
See, that goes back to what I'm saying. If they play faster, You don't let the defense get set up.
Hey, look at that. They're starting to stand up. They're starting to stand up with the Blue Nation fans, cheering. There's a lot of pouting and sulking about the 4-game losses to the power conference teams.
Sisley pops out of his hands, but a foul here against Kentucky. Well, the guy's starting to get rolling here is Denzel Aberdeen, the 6'5" senior from Orlando. Won a national championship coming off the bench for Florida last year. Now in the starting rotation for the Wildcats. And starting to feel it.
He probably got more money here than he was up at the Gators. And there is Aberdeen right there. Big play by Aberdeen. They needed that. They needed it.
Trudeau.
V-Week, Dickie V's Gala is coming up. This is an all-world event. Chuck, you were saying last night this is the best event of this kind you've ever attended.
It's unbelievable. You know, he was talking about Coach Saban. Says the best event he's been to. And I just admire the guy. To raise $100 million for anything, and Dick talks about mainly for kids, and he's right. No kid should ever suffer. But for him to take the time and made it his pet project, I just admire him. I respect him. And keep up the great work.
I love you, Charles, and I really appreciate you saying 100,000. And I hope Shaq comes through with the 100 you said.
No, Shaq coming through with the 100.
Hey, let me say this. You saw up there a beautiful Porsche, okay?
Yeah.
First half we did it. I can't thank all the fans from Indiana and Kentucky enough. Was off the charts. We will sell out soon. I will tell you, if you want to get a raffle chance to win a Porsche, all you got to do is go to v.org/VitalRaffle. v.org/Vital Raffle, and all the money goes from pediatric cancer to the Dick Vitale Pediatric Fund, part of the V Foundation, to help kids battling cancer.
That's awesome.
DeVries at the foul line with 14.5 to play here in Lexington.
You know, Wilkerson getting 4 fouls was big because you took away a 3-point threat.
Nice.
Slithering inside and nicely done as DeVries will drop in the basket.
I'll tell you one, he's a good player, man. He's a good player.
And he knows how to play.
Yeah. Not flashy.
Not to get many guys. A lot of guys play basketball, but he knows how to play. There's a difference.
That's a great point, Charles. He really has a great understanding of the game, and a lot of that's created by his dad.
Aberdeen to the baseline.
I told you about bragging about his dad. He's a much better player than his dad.
DeVries out of the pass.
Hey, can his dad do that?
Rounding out this time. Rebound tapped right to Kentucky. Low to push the tempo. Owe trying to fill the lane, draws the foul.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah, Owe created that. He's a good downhill driver. Has not been able to get to the basket as much as he'd like.
And certainly Jalen Lowe is a difference maker when he's in the lineup and healthy. The 6'2" junior running the point.
I don't know if he's going to be healthy all year. That shoulder seems to really be a problem.
Yep.
He's playing like with one arm.
Owe making number 184% at the line. And Mohamed Diabate back in.
You know, Dave, I really think the most important player, if I was constructing a team that I'd want, is a tremendous point guard. Somebody that understands how to distribute the ball, make some shots, and defend with pressure on the ball. What's your feeling, Charles?
First of all, Kenny Smith, I hate giving him a compliment, talks about all the time. There's 2 reasons why a point guard is important. Number 1, you talk about him on the defensive end. Kenny says, I hated point guards who let guys dribble up and down the floor with no pressure. Okay, that's the first mistake. But a point guard is really the quarterback. The quarterback got several jobs. Hand it to the running back, hand it to the wide receiver, get it to the tight end. That's why the point guard is important. His job is to get the ball to people, especially in the right situation and the wrong situation.
Beautiful run here in the basket by Williams.
I'm liking what I'm seeing when they speed up. But that's why the point guard is most important. Most point guards aren't supposed to shoot a lot, but they get the ball to the other players.
Settle. So what? The definition of a point guard played for Indiana. Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was a perfect point guard.
Probably the most underrated great player ever, in my opinion. He's never gotten the credit he respects. When we talk about the all-time greats, Steph Curry, in my opinion, just passed him and John Stockton as the greatest little guards ever. But I got number love and respect. And obviously, when you talk about IU, Isaiah Thomas has won everywhere he's been.
He's a winner, competitor, and he understood how to play, and he can make shots as well.
Otega Owe, a long one, barely nicking the iron.
And he deserves extra bonus points because he played with Bill Laimbeer. If you can play with that guy, you deserve bonus points.
Garrison got his hand on it, so tipped out by Kentucky.
Should have used the bounce pass right there. Should have used the bounce pass instead of the air pass. It was deflected. This guy is not going to roll over. I'll tell you one thing, Mark Pope is a fighter. Rick Pitino raved about him when he coached him. He's a winner. He's tough. He's just a great, great person as well.
He was a captain for Pitino.
Yeah.
And he loves this school. That's why you want him to be successful.
You know, Rick Pitino could have won 3 national titles maybe in a row. One he lost in overtime to Arizona. Oh, nice strip right there. Nice strip right there.
One-on-one, and a foul with 12 and a half to go.
So you expect that from always your #1 player. Make plays, and that's what he's doing. He's trying to make plays.
You know what's amazing? Rick Pitino is one of my favorite coaches all time. I tell every kid, there's 2 coaches I've admired, had made some speeches recently. Go look at Rick Pitino's speech to his team at St. John's. And also Todd Bowles, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Go watch his press conference Monday night after that game. That's what sports and Herm Edwards got the famous speech, we here to play, we here to win the game. But Rick Pitino talking to his team at halftime, and Todd Bowles last week, yo man, this is your livelihood. It's got to hurt to lose. We're not out here just for having fun.
Yeah, but you're forgetting that he put a few F's in there, too.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, he let the players know.
The game has to mean something to you.
Yep. Now that rebound meant something to Owe, beat everybody to it. Low to the paint. Back out for Low in a triple. We got an excellent look.
Yep.
Kentucky crashing the glass.
I told you. That's what I would do about Kentucky. Just throw it up there and go get it.
Tell you one thing. That's being aggressive. Offensive rebound means you're playing aggressive basketball. Kentucky wants this game. Kentucky wants this game.
Here's DeVries. Will he get active again offensively? Going one-on-one into Williams, who denies him.
Nice pass.
Dropped it downstairs and stolen away by Garrison.
You know, there's 2 things right here that's been very instrumental. Dickie V said something. When the point guard got that other foul, his 4th foul, that's it.
Great play again on the offensive board.
When he got his 4th foul, that changed the entire game. But also, them dominating on the offensive boards. Those are the 2 biggest differences in the second half.
That's an 8-0 run, and Kentucky has surged in front, 50-49 with 11 and a half minutes to go.
You know, I said one of the things, Kentucky's not a good shooting team, but they physically imposing their wills in the second half on Indiana. That's what's gonna be, because they haven't found, they're taking quicker shots first and foremost, but this is their huge advantage. Indiana does not have a lot of height. They don't have a lot of size physically either, but that to me has been a difference. You said it's 10-4, Dio.
Offensive rebound.
Yeah. And because, like I say, they're still not a good shoot team, but you know, the coach didn't put the point guard back in. I would have brought the point guard back in, because Indiana's offense without the point, when he got his 4th foul, that's when things started changing, and the offensive rebound.
Yeah, Lamar Wilkerson. I mean, Kentucky's outscored him 15-7 when he picked up that 4th foul.
I think as a coach, you have to trust your players and, hey.
Well, Uncle Momentum has left them.
DeVries tied up in the baseline. Here's Dorn. Driving by Diabate, who knocks it away.
I'll tell you one thing. Kentucky is defending, man. They're defending. They're playing with pride. They're playing with passion. They're playing with feeling. And you credit that to Coach Pope.
Got to give him his flowers.
They were down 7 at halftime to Indiana. Low with a bounce feed. Diabate underneath.
and tips in his own whistle.
Another offensive rebound.
Offensive rebound. Diamante isn't that kind of player. He's missed the last 5 games. He missed the last 5 games.
A high ankle sprain, celebrating his 22nd birthday today, so he's lighting it up a bit.
I don't think you can wait to bring in Wilkerson.
You got to bring him in. I would have brought him in at the timeout because their offense is night and day.
You got to bring him in.
And as a coach, you have to trust guys.
DeVries with the feed, and finally back on the board that snaps a 10-0 run.
Another beautiful pass by DeVries. Great vision, great feel for the game. They needed that badly. Kentucky's been dominating the last 3-4 minutes.
1-point game, and the Cats with the ball back. Here's Owe. Garrison looking inside. The pass does get to Williams. That didn't touch a thing.
Got to close that window over there.
Wow. Brick City, USA.
Man.
So Indiana with an opportunity to retake the lead.
They got to go through DeVries. You got to go through DeVries.
I agree with that. Nice pass. Nice block.
Rejection by Garrison. On the outlet, Owe quickly ahead, and Williams couldn't finish it, but a whistle and a foul.
Another offensive rebound, though.
They had the numbers. They had the numbers right there for a layup.
Well, Kentucky crashing the glass here in the second half. They're up by 1.
Watch Network.
Couple of good women's college basketball matchups for you tomorrow. 1 o'clock Eastern, noon Central on ABC. Number 13 Baylor and number 2 Texas at Dickies Arena in the inaugural Sprouts Farmers Market ESPNW Invitational. And then at 3:30 on ESPN, 3rd-ranked South Carolina taking on Penn State.
I'll tell you one thing. You got to think about this. These two schools had a great moment today. Kentucky volleyball in the national semifinals, unbelievable. And then you think about Indiana had a great moment. Won the Heisman Trophy. Who would have ever thought Indiana would be #1 in the country in football? Yep. Well, I'll tell you one guy that thought it, Mr. Signetti, and his payroll went from like about, I don't know what he made at James Madison, but he didn't make $9 million a year.
Fernando Mendoza today winning the Heisman Trophy. Quarterback for Indiana, 33 touchdown passes. Spectacular moment. First in school history. Here's the moment it happened.
It had to be the closest vote ever. Had to be. I don't even see. We haven't seen the numbers, but it had to be the closest vote ever. And Coach Signetti, man, I love that dude, man.
Williams made the second foul shot.
You know what? The bottom line is you reward winning. And he got that basically because he did a great job, and also the fact the team went undefeated.
Yes. Winning that game at Ohio State. Man, that was impressive.
Yep.
As mentioned, Wilkerson back in for Indiana, trying to turn the tide back to the Hoosiers. Here comes a long one by Enright. It's tapped out into the backcourt, and they'll have another shot at it.
Jay Enright's a tough kid. Hard-nosed, gets the most out of his ability. Plays with great effort.
Bailey jumping into the paint. Strong move, but can't finish it. And it'll go the other way. It'll be Kentucky basketball.
Bailey's been very quiet here tonight. Very quiet.
Now the Wildcats trying to pick up their 7th win of the year. They were out of the top 25. They were in and out pretty quickly. Nobody's been happy here in the Commonwealth, but if they knock off a rival like Indiana, even though neither team is ranked right now, that may get the momentum going back in Kentucky's way.
And then they play St. John. Play Rick Pitino's team.
Is that here?
No, it's in Atlanta.
Oh, wait. Here's Lowe. Running the point for the Cats. Shook off his defender and stuck it.
Nice little jump shot right there. Low healthy gives them a really nice dimension. He's a point guard, something they don't have.
Yes.
Now Kentucky with their largest lead and their fans on their feet.
They should be on their feet. The effort they gave.
Tough shot.
And a miss by Conaway. So the Cats trying to build on a 5-point advantage. Low again. Great feed. Underneath and one.
They got to play Low more. Because he makes them play at a much faster pace.
He's got a bad shoulder, Charles. Real bad shoulder.
Listen, let me tell you something. You either play or you don't. You can't say you got a bad shoulder, Dickey D. Like, you either got to play or you can't. You either hurt, you're injured, or you're hurt. It's a tough call. But if you're going to be out there, you got to play.
He missed. Well, he's trying. He's doing his best he can right now, but he missed a lot of games. I'll tell you one thing, Kentucky's taking charge of this game. They got momentum on their side big time.
About to up to 11 now, and he's trying to make it 12. The birthday boy transfer from Alabama. Played for the Tide, a Tide team last year that beat Kentucky 3 times.
Well, I told you, Coach Oates, man, he does a fabulous job. And he's going to get an ass whooping tonight by Arizona. Because I told you, Arizona and Michigan are the 2 best teams I saw all year. But I love Coach Oates.
Hey, don't bet on it. Don't bet on it in Alabama. The game's in Alabama. Don't bet on it. I know you don't like to bet.
Hey, let me tell you something. They give me a hard time with March Madness because I picked Arizona to go to the Final Four every year. Let me tell you something. I'm guaranteeing the Wildcats are going to the Final Four this year.
We'll flip and save that. 59-51 Kentucky.
Zoom ahead to here in the studio. For those of you looking for top-ranked Arizona and Alabama, it's currently airing on ESPN News. Bama's got Kentucky here on ESPN early next month. When you guys are done, Cats and Tide right here on ESPN. Dave.
And back in Lexington with the big hits.
Let me tell you this, guys. I think the key player in this game thus far, 14 minutes of play. He's been out for an ankle injury, Diamante, and today he comes, he plays one of your favorite schools he was at, Charles, school you love, the Crimson Tide, Alabama.
When did I say that?
I know, but I want to get in trouble with you Auburn people. But anyway, bottom line is he's got ready for this. 12 points and 9 rebounds in 14 key minutes. And he's the reason the thing has swung momentum to their side.
And, when me and Dio were talking today, we were over here at shoot-around. I just got to look at 2 stats on this Indiana team. They got too many turnovers, and they're getting killed on the boards. That's going to be the key to their entire season. Right. They're a really good shooting team. You're going to struggle sometimes with shooting. But if you turn the ball over and don't rebound the ball, you're not going to win. And that's exactly what's happened in the second half.
Absolutely.
Indiana needs an answer here. The bounce feed for Alexis in the slam.
Nice play there to get the ball to Alexis. He's a kid from out of Florida as well, like Aberdeen.
And Wright with a nice dish there. He's their assist leader.
That's what Enright does really well. Passes the ball, he defends well. He's a tough, hard-nosed kid.
We had a wonderful meal here in Lexington last night.
Oh.
That shot right there with Chuck and Dickie V, that was all night last night at dinner. And Chucky was kind enough to pick up the tab for all of us.
Yes, unbelievable.
Let me tell you something. Some of the fried chicken, no doubt about it, they had a little black lady back there in the kitchen. The Merrick Inn, that's some of the best fried chicken I ever had in my life.
It was delicious. Yeah. But let me say this. The stories last night, too bad we can't tell all the stories on TV. But last night the stories were rolling, man. Charles was in a great mood. He was rolling. You're always in a great mood.
Yeah, because I won at life. I'm winning. I'm on a 62-year-old, Dickie V. I got no reason to be upset about anything.
Right. Talking about winning, I'm 86, going to be 87. 87.
And shout out to my boy Mark Fox at the University of Kentucky. He came out and spent some time with us and took me out last night. He's one of my favorite people in the world, Coach Fox is.
Very good assistant.
That's my coach, too. Did a hell of a job at Georgia, too.
Very good assistant.
Here's DeVries out high. We'll see if Indiana has a comeback left in them as we approach the 6-minute mark here at Rupp Arena.
They need some threes, but Indiana has been really defended exceptionally well by Kentucky on the perimeter.
Wilkerson, who's in foul trouble, he'll take a foul here, takes a hit. And he'll be headed to the line with 6:12 left.
He's more than just a standstill three-point shooter. He's a guy who drives, attacks the rim. I'll tell you what, 2 things were big in this game. Him getting his 4th foul and going out all those minutes when they were up at the time 7. And he was in such a lethal three-point shooter, even though he's not shooting well tonight. And Diamante coming in the game and doing what he did. He gave them that physical presence. He gave them the Charles Barkley style of play. Toughness on the glass. What did I call you in that game? I said, you're the Wes Unseld. The game we showed that did a highlight.
Right. Wes Unseld and Dr. J.
And Dr. J. You got the Wes Unseld toughness and the Dr. J smooth.
1982.
You played with Dr. J, huh?
I did. One of the greatest things that ever happened in my life, playing with Dr. J for, I think, 4 years.
You said last night that he taught you a lesson about being the way to treat friends.
Hey, always be nice.
Over the top. By Garrison.
Dr. J is the best I've ever seen with fans. You always take pictures and sign autographs. Even though it's a pain sometimes, you always do it.
Garrison with the play of the night so far.
Nice play, two-man play. Getting Garrison the ball inside.
And Wright fires that one away. And a sloppy effort there by Indiana. They've turned it over 16 times. Back to the dunk.
Indiana's really losing their composure, Charles. Losing their composure. Watch it dunk. Two-man play. The lob and the jam. Up and away, baby. Come on, Big Blue Nation. Stand up and cheer. Stand up and cheer.
You know, they were playing hard the first half. They wasn't playing well, but give them credit, man. They kept battling. Now they got the momentum. They got the rebounding. They're playing at a much faster pace. Give Coach Pope some credit.
I do. The bottom line is he wouldn't let them quit. They could have rolled over. They were down 9.
Kentucky trying to add on. Low with the penetration. And 2.
I tell you what. You say he got a bad shoulder, and obviously he does. He is a big difference in this game.
Absolutely. At the point guard slot, no doubt about it. 2 injured players today. Lowe and Diamante has been a big positive.
Indiana takes a timeout. All the momentum for Big Blue right now as they lead at 65-54. Kentucky with a strong second half. Remember, they were down 7 at halftime, so they've rallied big time here against IU.
They're taking this game over. They're more aggressive, and their defense on the three-point shot has been sensational. And really doing a great job.
But Indiana started turning the ball over. And the second thing, they just getting hammered on the board.
There's Lowe with the little jump shot. Nice little bounce pass inside. And there's the finish for the 2.
And they're loving it here at Rupp Arena. Their first Saturday night game this season inside this building. And one guy wants to bring on tomorrow, but tonight's pretty good for these kids.
Unless there's a miracle finish by the Hoosiers, baby. It looks like they're going to get their first win over a team from a power conference.
You know, the thing is, such the stuff we talked about before the game. They're a three-point shooting team. They're not making threes. But the 2 weaknesses they're going to have, and like I said, they're going to have them all season. They're not going to get bigger. They're going to have to figure a way to take better care of the ball and do a better job on the boards. Plain and simple.
DeVries zips it back up top for Conaway. Shot clock to 7. DeVries gets it back in the wing, and he's just had an off night. They've made only 4 out of 23s in this game, talking about Indiana.
And that's just not them. They couldn't miss against Penn State. Couldn't miss. With a frustration there.
Give Kentucky perimeter defense a lot of credit because most of their shots have been contested. That's the only negative when you shoot threes. Wide open threes are always good, but can you make enough of them under duress? That's always going to be the case with a three-point shooting team, and they're not making them tonight.
So to the other end to shoot here for Kentucky, Olway will be at the stripe, 84%.
Well, you know, he said, the paper, big article about him, saying the fact when Ben Roberts did the story, he said, well, you're going to see us at the end of the year. We're going to be really celebrating and happy because we are going to be a good team. I think it's, you know, it's great to have that kind of confidence and belief.
Diabate at the line in the end, and he'll misfire on the first one, and that's all he gets. So 65-54. And Indiana with the ball.
And if you ever need the 3 now, they need it badly.
Wilkerson penetrates, slashing inside for a bucket.
I love the drive. I like his ability, Charles. He's a good player.
I like the ability when you're not making threes. See, that's the thing I hate about the NBA. When they're not making threes, they just keep jacking them up. Dude, take the ball to the basket one time. And that'll free you up, believe it or not. You see a couple shots go in. I like the fact he took it to the basket.
I've seen games where they shoot over 100 between both teams, and that's tough to watch.
Garrison had a monster duck moments ago. He throws that one away, and the pick by DeVries.
They can use the DeVries for a silly foul. Silly foul. Silly foul. You're up. You got to know score.
He's playing great too.
Yeah. You got to know score. You got to know situation. I think a lot of guys play have no idea what score and situation is.
He's had a terrific second half.
Yep.
4:09 to go.
He's responded from the fact that Pope took him out of the game after the 8-minute mark the last game because he didn't hustle on a play. And I think he came back and really worked hard in practice.
Mark Pope took him out for the last 8 minutes of the half. Never brought him back in until the second half. Wilkerson bottled up DeVries with a catch. Shot clock to 9. Here's Wilkerson. Way downtown, but too strong. DeVries mid-range drops in the basket. 65-58. So Indiana's still hanging around 15 for Tucker DeVries.
Yeah, still, 7 points with 3 minutes and change. If a guy can shoot threes like them, if they get a little hot, you never know.
The question is going to be, can they get enough stops?
I know one thing. Kentucky better not go 0 for 13 like they did against Carolina late in the game.
Kentucky leading 65-58 here at Rupp Arena. Coming up, this game is currently on ESPN News. That's a heck of a game, Arizona and Alabama.
That's a big boy game. I told you, I thought that Michigan and Arizona are the best teams I've seen this year. And I know my people in Arizona are going to be watching. And I know down in Tuscaloosa, y'all just got to move the rabbit ears a little bit to the left. Y'all can get cable down in Tuscaloosa. We got cable in Arizona. But down in Tuscaloosa, just move the rabbit ears over. That's a game worth watching.
Chuck making more friends in Tuscaloosa.
Yes, that's what I want to do.
3:27 to go here.
He's got Arizona winning. I got Michigan. Right now, the best team I've seen all year is Michigan. Any team that can beat Gonzaga by 40 points is special to me.
I agree with that.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, I do.
I think fine. Thank you, Sir Charles.
The handoff for Lowe. Lowe leaning in. Nice, Alexis with the rejection.
Block.
This game's not over, baby. Not over.
When you can shoot threes, Dickie V, the game is never over if it's down at single digits.
But they've been in their face on threes. They've been very few open threes.
Ferguson making a move and it sticks.
God,
had a layup there. Had the layup.
Possession arrow keeps it on this end.
He rushed it.
Get a lucky break there.
I hate that rule right there.
I hate it too.
I hate that rule.
I've preached for years. Nobody listens. That's not basketball.
Now, why is that Indiana's ball? Kentucky had nothing to do with that, Ben. I hate that call.
Yep,
Charles, I agree with you again. I agree with you too much. Oh, what a tough look.
Lowe taps it out.
Man, give me some space on the out of bounds play. You got a bunch of guys standing together there. You got
coaches work every day on special situations.
But you got to give guys space. If one guy can guard two, that's not good.
Not good at all.
Look at that. Stolen away.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable. They got to work on special situations. You got to screen a little bit, get some movement.
And you're trying to get the ball to a point guard under the basket? That makes 0 sense.
That was Diabate again. He has 5 steals in this game.
He has really been a difference maker. He's very effective at Alabama, too.
Lowe running some clock around the screen by Garrison. Shot clock to 5. Jalen Lowe steps back, fires. Can't drain that. And that one tapped out, and it's going to be out off Indiana.
That's not going to count, but that's really another offensive rebound.
That really is.
That's where Kentucky is dominated.
See, you were such a great rebounder. You love those rebounders.
Oh.
You love it. You used to like the rebound, huh?
I used to love the rebound. I played with a couple guys, Travis Abernathy, Todd Burkhoff, who all shot it all the time in high school, Bernard Lockhart, Rennie Hardy. So I had to get rebounds to get a shot. I played with a bunch of gunners in high school. They could be.
Lowe again.
Tough
weaving
shot.
his way inside.
Tell you one thing, that's a big plus for me.
I tell you what, they better get that kid healthy.
Yeah, that's a big plus for Kentucky, and he's been productive.
Yeah.
He was really good at Pittsburgh. Transferred from Pittsburgh.
10 points tonight and some big shots.
That was a big basket.
DeVries straight on. Got an excellent look. It's not been his night.
Slow down. Use the clock, brother. Take your time. Start your play at 10.
And another drive. Shovel it up. And it'll go to the line.
Unless you're going to do that.
What a day. Shows that it's only like bothering.
That's right. He's been fantastic tonight.
Yeah, he's been terrific. He and Diamante off the bench.
Yes.
2 players with injuries, and the reason why they're going to go home a happy group of fans. Big Blue Nation's going to have a nice week, and then the stomach's going to start to churn when they think about Rick Pitino. Oh, man. They get Maalox, maybe. They're going to buy a lot of Maalox. Drugstore's going to load up with Maalox.
I tell you what, Rick Pitino is one of my favorite people to watch coach.
Oh,
and I told you, man, I love to watch him talk to his team.
He can coach. You know what he told me? He told me the biggest mistake was leaving Kentucky. Had he stayed at Kentucky, he would have been incredible in terms of talking about winning his coach. He'd been right up there challenging Coach K. Number of wins.
He touched so many people who generally consider him one of the 2 or 3 greatest coaches ever, Rick Pitino.
Well, he's a great teacher. He really is a great teacher, motivator. Could have won 3 national titles in a row here.
Sicily downtown, though. Second effort by Graham.
Oh, what a block.
Williams got it. And a foul with 1:23 to go.
You know, his style, the way he coaches, I love to watch his team plays, man. This is a hell of a block right here. But I love watching Pitino, his teams play. And it's actually a great formula and kind of a simpler formula because there's only one guy on a college team that can actually dribble. And if you put pressure on those other 4 guys, they're going to turn it over and turn into a fast break going in the other direction. That's what he's always been great at in college.
Yeah, he would have won 3. He won the national title in '96. Mark was on that team and was certainly a key player. And then in '97, he gets beaten in overtime by a really good Arizona team, but he plays without Derek Anderson, who's really a difference maker kind of player.
Did he win one at Louisville?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Oh.
98,
by the way, back at the line.
98. Tubby Smith wins the national title with basically all the same kind of kids. So my point is, he had an opportunity. He could have won 3 national titles in a row.
DeVries incidentally fouled out. 15 points, but just 1 for 9 from 3 tonight. Indiana back with it as we approach 1 minute to go. The fans beginning to celebrate here at Rupp. Outside for Doran. Shot clock down to 4 and a blocking foul with 58.9 on the clock.
It's been a long time since they had a moment of feeling jubilant and happy. You know, they beat the heck out of Cupcakes, and they really won those games like they should easily. But look at the bounce to his step right now. Oh, he feels like a different man right now. Better than he felt at halftime.
And you know, you asked me a question earlier. You have to accept the fact. Number one, I admire him for wanting to come to Kentucky. Because he didn't have to come here. He could have stayed at another cush job and made the term every year and everybody be happy. But there are certain jobs you take. There's a tremendous amount of pressure.
Stress like crazy.
Yeah. But you know what? You have to challenge yourself. Nobody's like, when you take those jobs, it goes with it, plain and simple.
Absolutely.
Well, Kentucky may have found something in the second half here against Indiana. You're talking about offensive identity. Another pick here by Lowe. He's been a huge part of it. The way they've attacked the offensive glass.
Yeah, but the only problem with that deal, they're not going to have that physical rebounding advantage that they have against Indiana. They're going to have to get better offensively.
Yes.
They're going to have to get better. Because, they just pummeling this team on the offensive board. But they're not going to be superior physically to every team they play.
Not especially in the SEC.
Indiana, 18 turnovers in this one, a season high for the Hoosiers. And another whistle with 21.7 to go.
How things change, man. Change when Wilkerson got the 4th foul. Momentum just left. Uncle Mo really plays a big part in the game, Charles.
Well, you know, it was simple, though. When he got the 4th foul, they couldn't get they didn't have any advantage in the half court. But like I say, the thing about Indiana, whether they shoot it good or not, they're going to have to address turnovers and rebounding. And there's nothing they can do about it because they're not going to get bigger.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. He's going to recruit some really good players and get people in the transfer portal who are going to want to wear that Indiana uniform. He came in, not one player had not 1 point. Not 1 point. I mean, that's rare. He didn't have 1 point coming back from last year.
The Baylor taking on Texas in women's college basketball tomorrow, and then at 3:30, number 3 South Carolina in Penn State. Diabate at the line.
Talk about South Carolina. You talk about a coach. She can coach.
Oh, Dawn Staley?
Oh, she can coach. Man, woman, and she can coach.
I know that this has been on my bucket list. Dio, I want to thank you, man. I've got to spend time with you the last couple of days. I want you to thank you for babysitting me. Like I say, you and Dick, I admire you, but I want to thank you guys and the entire staff for the last 48 hours. Like I say, I got this off my bucket list, man.
It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, oh my goodness.
We got to do it all that.
We get paid. We get paid to watch basketball. We're the luckiest dudes in the world, aren't we?
And also, let me tell you, it's just worth to go to dinner with you at night, especially if you're going to pay the bill. That makes it even better.
I'm gonna write it off.
Hey, you gonna write off that $100,000 you given? Shaq.
Oh, Shaq giving you $100,000. I'm giving you $100,000. Shaq giving you $100,000. I don't care what the big fella says.
I want to hug you, man.
Thank you, brother.
What an honor to spend time with both of you guys. There's so much fun tonight. And you guys have so much affection for each other, which really comes through incredibly. So that was a plus.
Thank you, Dio.
Charles Barkley joining us here courtside along with, thinking a couple of Hall of Famers. 72-60 the final score. We're sending you right now to Birmingham Legacy Arena. John Shambi and Fran Fraschilla.
All right.